Get up here on them silk sheets. What's up? It's Jay Toll, and I just want to say, hey, I've been really fired up recently about doing this YouTube channel thing for fun and for profit. Yeah, today's Sunday, so I don't want this to feel like work. It's just, I want to share something. I want to help build you guys. So, join me in, I'm actually reading from the start all the way to the end, front to back, cover to cover. And so last month I was in Matthew. I'm actually in Luke right now. But this idea, okay, I'm not going to necessarily share a commentary on every single verse, but this one verse of Matthew 8:28 has came back to me 3 or 4 or 5 times over the last month, where I was pondering it and just like, wow, you know, that's crazy that the people reacted and replied the way that they chose to reply to the situation. It's just like, wow, like really? So we're going to dig into that. And by the 3rd or 4th time that the idea had came back to me, you know, every couple days or week here and there, wherever it came back to me, on the 3rd or 4th time I started thinking, wow, I just need to share that at some point, because it came back to me over and over again. And even though I read through Matthew, I read through Mark, I'm into Luke, let's see, okay, 4. I'm down here at the Galilean ministry. That's where I'm at right now. So this verse is what we need to go back to, and you'll see why here in just a moment. So the demoniacs of Gadara, when he reached the country of the Gadarenes, I think that's how you say it, on the other side, 2 demoniacs came towards him out of the tombs, creatures so fierce that no one did I say no one? No one could pass that way. Whoops. They stood there shouting, "What do you want with us, Son of God? Have you come to..." Hang on. Let me get this stand off of it so I can hold it a little bit better. They stood there shouting, "What do you want with us, Son of God? Have you come here to torture us before the time?" Let's see, footnote J. That's footnote J, if you want to pause and read that. It's interesting. Now, some distance away, there was a large herd of pigs feeding, and the devils pleaded with Jesus, "If you cast us out, send us into the herd of pigs." And he said to them, "Go then." And they came out and made for the pigs. And at that, the whole herd charged down the cliff into the lake and perished in the water. The swineherds ran off and made for the town, where they told the whole story, including what had happened to the demoniacs. At this, the whole town set out to meet Jesus. Okay, so here's where I've got to interject my commentary. It sounds nice at first. At this, the whole town set out to meet Jesus. You know, they've got this pathway. Maybe there was this like road over here, and there's these tombs right over here at the crossroads of these 2 roads, and there's these tombs that they can't access. It's inaccessible. And so there's these guys there that are creatures so fierce that no one can go that way, that are blocking that pathway. So Jesus goes over there, heals the demoniacs, and although it's like unfortunate that the herd of pigs, you know, which is their livelihood, ran down the hill into the water and drowned themselves, like that's unfortunate. But it's like, look at what the result was. Look at what that result meant. So at this, the whole town set out to meet Jesus. And it seems like that's like a good thing. If we're looking at it in hindsight in 2020, like, oh, wow, you know, there's these creatures so fierce at this tomb that, you know, Jesus went over there and then they like chilled out and now everything was good. Like the people at that time, they didn't see it that way. They had some kind of fear of those creatures and of that pathway, that they let that be inaccessible. So they stopped going that route. They couldn't get around the corner to go that route. They stopped going that way. And they were looking at in that moment, in their moment, they looked at that fear that they had of whatever that was, whatever their reasoning was of that. And so let's come back to this. At this, the whole town set out to meet Jesus, and as soon as they saw him, they implored him to leave the neighborhood. Okay? So whatever it was that they had that was a fear, instead of being able to look at the situation of, oh wow, Jesus healed the demoniacs, the creature's so fierce no one could go that way, we watched from a distance as Jesus went over there, and him and his disciples talked to these dudes, and they chilled out, and then like that pathway's open now. But, the pigs ran down to the thing. It was a lot of chaos. They all perished. Like, we just don't know. We're looking at our fear instead of what was more important. It was the healing. It was what the result was that came out of that situation. Not just of the pigs and their livelihood. That's unfortunate. It really is. Yet, the pathway was opened that the demoniacs had previously blocked. That pathway was opened. And it blows my mind that that the people were so, I guess, fearful. I can only assume. It doesn't really give us too much information here. But I can only assume that they were focused on their fear. And so as soon as they saw him, they heard the story. Oh no, these something happened over there, and all this herd of these pigs, they're gone now, and something crazy was going on. Everybody's in maybe some kind of hysteria. And as soon as they saw him, they heard the story, and as soon as they saw him, they implored him to leave. So instead of them receiving their healing, instead of them being able to be healed and be restored and renewed and refreshed, just like the people in his, when he went back to his hometown, he's like, a prophet can only do so much. If there's basically, unbelief, there's only so much he can do. It's like, you might as well go somewhere else. And so that's what happened here. They implored him to leave. And that just amazed me, that instead of them receiving their healing, their freedom, that they were so focused on their fear instead that they missed that. So I just wanted to share something that I thought was a gold nugget. I hope you got something out of this. This is just for encouragement, just to share something for somebody out there that I don't know who maybe needs to ponder that a little bit. But let's look deeper. Let's look beneath the surface, and let's find our healing from this. And if you like that, click like. If you have comments, please share them. What are your thoughts? What are your questions? What does this make you think of? What verse does it reference that, something that jumps out at you? Because we all have something jump out at us a little bit differently. So anyway, peace. Until next time.